Morning, Ian. Looks like you're the only one here. I think your mic's muted. All right, we'll start 6 seconds early. How's everybody doing? My AP classroom is broken. Okay, so yeah, let's start that discussion. A lot of people were saying that the lockdown is getting, it's not as stable as it should be. A few people were saying that. So, maybe the test is on Schoology right now. Hint, hint. Yeah. That so it's not. I emailed AP. I emailed them and said, "Hey, this is not as stable. What do we do?" And so I'm waiting for. You can hard reset it. But take a look. Take a look at the. Okay, take a look at Schoology. Let's go to Schoology here. And for us, okay, under e-learning, week 1. Oh, look. I don't know how it got there. Okay, so that's the one we're working on now. And probably the easiest thing to do, let me minimize that so I can see. Probably the easiest thing to do is just, here's the problem that I have with that, besides the fact that we're not supposed to do that. But I don't have a problem with that. The problem I have is I'm not going to know which ones you're getting wrong. I'm not going to know which ones you know and you don't know. So I really need you guys to post. I really need you to tell me which problems we need to work on. Okay, so remember the goal, remember the plan is. Here's the plan. Okay, don't stress out about the technology not working. We'll get it to work or we'll find an alternative. Okay, so that's like Bea was probably, oh, hold on, she posted something. See, yeah, I figured Bea was in a panic when something happened with it. 1 second. Yeah, that's what I figured. So just calm down. Don't get all. So don't worry about that. So I posted on Schoology. Here is the test that we're working on. Okay, take a look. There's the test that we're working on, and we're working on the multiple choices. Okay, but here comes the problem. Here comes what I need from you guys. Because remember, the whole goal is to prepare for the AP test. Okay, prepare for the AP test. That's the whole idea. So what I need, the new assignment, is we're going to go over some of the most missed ones. I could look on AP Classroom and see the most missed ones and see who's doing it and see who's not doing it. But then I need you to post take a look under e-learning. Okay, day 2. Okay, everybody see what I'm talking about? E-learning day 2. Can you see it? Is this screen? Is that? Hold on. Watch this. Is this? Okay. This. Wait. This one right here. Okay, that looks creepy. Okay, how do I get this way? This one. Okay, the one on the right. Bottom right. Is that too small? Can everybody see that? Is that okay for everybody? Or I can make it bigger. like this top one, I can make this top one. You see how those two different sizes? I can make the bottom one bigger. Let's see if that... Is that better for you? There you go. I can make it on both sides. So under this one, under day 2, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, okay, I'm going to add under day 2. Let me get into that folder. Okay, I'm going to add a discussion here. Okay, now what you have to do, this is your assignment for today. Okay, what you have to do is post 5 questions you want to talk about. On the AP 2017 DC. Okay, that's what you got to do. So let me know. So give me some feedback on the ones that we got to talk about in class, okay? Because when we're talking here, the nice part about AP Central is I could just see, like that first one on the beginning in the opening page, that most people got that one wrong. So we're going to talk about it right now. So if you're doing it on AP Central, great. If it's working for you. If it's not working for you, then remember back here. Here's the practice test that we're working on this week. And then as we go through more and more of these questions, we'll be able to start doing some of the more relevant ones. Like for example, if there's one that's on polar and parametric, the AP says that's not on the AP test anymore, so we're not going to worry about that. Okay, so that's what we're working on this week. I'm thinking AP, they're going to do a big announcement this week. So this the 3rd, then we'll know exactly what's going on. And the more I'm thinking about it, it's going to be probably 3 questions with calculator, multiple or free response. Okay. Now, with that said, notice that's the problem with that is you gotta be on your game, because there's not, like, if you're weak on one of the questions, that's 33% of the test. I don't know how they're going to grade it. I don't know how everything's going to work, but you got to be on your game on all these things. So we're going to practice that. We're going to work on that. Okay? So you got to be with me here, and you got to be working. And there's still a few people that haven't taken the test yet. Okay? So we'll summarize, but let's start going over some questions. Okay? Take a look at this one. Okay? This one was, okay, we're going to switch to, all right. Oh, see, I don't have that camera there. Okay, we'll add that to tomorrow. This one was one of the most missed ones. Okay, only like, there's the answer, and I posted the answers around that too. So take a look. Differential equation. Okay, notice as soon as you recognize this differential equation, right, it's exponential growth. That's the first thing you got to recognize. You say, oh, okay, this is an exponential growth problem. Okay, so we want to solve this exponential growth problem. Here's our initial conditions. When t is equal to 0, we got 120. Okay, so that's hopefully, that's going to be A and B right away. Remember? And we'll go through that in a second. And then now here comes, it's increasing at a rate. The rate is 24 grams per day. Okay, that's not K. At time is equal to 0, the rate dy dt is 24 grams per day. That's where the curveball came in. Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's take a look at that. So, take what we got here. Okay, hold on. How's that camera? Can I zoom in a little more? Well, let's write a few and see how it works. All right, so right away they told us that, okay, this isn't working for me. Hold on, I gotta slide this over a little bit. 1 second. Let's do a little adjustment, because it's hitting me in the head. All right, so dy dt, I'll write a little bigger. Can you see? Or should we just put the, Okay, well, so now everybody has this on Schoology, so I maybe don't even have to have the problem up. This is problem number, if you're looking on Schoology, 14. No calculator. Okay, so, okay, we might not have to have we're just learning here. Okay, so can you see that? How's that look? Does that look okay for you? Say something. Anybody? Did you all disappear? No one's talking in YouTube. You could talk live too if you want. Okay, that's that okay? Can you see? All right, so dy dt, look at this problem here. dy dt is ky. So right away, that's a differential equation. Okay, so right away we know that y is equal to ce to the kt. Now, here's where you got to say something, whether you say it on okay, this is our first little teaching thing, whether you're saying it on in Discord or you're saying it in chat, on YouTube chat, but you got to tell me when you get stuck. Okay, this is like raising your hand in class or saying something. You got to say, here, I'm getting stuck right there. So this differential equation produced that. Bea, question? Are you typing? Okay. You just said Mr. Noah, so I wasn't sure. I'll wait for the question. Let's continue. Okay, so the number on Schoology are messed up. All right, hold on, let me check. Let's see. This, it says, are the numbers not aligning? Okay, let me pull the test up here on Schoology, and we'll find this one. We're in BC, right? We're doing okay, BC. Okay, 1 second. I thought it was a perfect alignment. No, Discord is just sound. I didn't set up for video. I thought it was a really good connection here. Number, maybe I got the wrong, no, that's 2017. Okay, hold on. You're right. Maybe this is not the right BC press exam. Oh, maybe this is the with calculator one. Let me find it. Okay. All right, maybe that's not the right test. Hold on, I'll find the correct test. So this one was, it said 2000. Practice test, right? Let's look at the first question. There's the first question. Okay. All right, the first question, that's why I probably just looked at the first question. The first question is the same. Second question. Second question is the same. Yeah, that's probably why I just looked at a few of those and just... Question 14. Oh, I see what you're saying. So when we go to... So which one is question would this be? Anybody find the question yet? I'm not looking on. I'm just looking at... Hold on, let me put you on. Anybody find the question yet? Yeah, you're right. The first few questions matched up fine. And then the questions didn't match up after a few. Oh, that's even worse. I thought this was the exact test. Let's see if it's up there. No. They have a different population. All right. So I thought that was the exact PDF. Well, let's go over these. Fun with technology. All right. Let's just do that. Let me put this on the screen here so you could see. Okay. We'll just put this on the screen and so you could see the question. Yeah, I didn't see the question on there. All right. Let's do this. There's that camera. Okay, so take a look at that question. Okay, and then see if you could see the writing over there. And then we'll like I said, we'll play by ear. I thought that was the exact test. The first few questions matched up, so I didn't look at the rest of them. All right, so here's the situation. We know that right away. They told us when t is equal to 0, there's 120. Now here comes the curveball. Oh, wait. When t is equal to 0, y is equal to 120. Okay? But then they said, now look at the next part. They said when t is equal to 0, it's increasing at a rate of 24 grams per day. So what they just said also is dy dt is 24 when t is equal to 0. You see that? Okay, so the mistake that people made is they just thought k was equal to 24. K is not the rate. K is not the derivative. That's why a lot of people picked A. Okay, we have to solve this. Okay, so let's take a look. If you've set this problem up and you have y is equal to t is equal to 0, c is definitely 120. Okay? And then on this situation to find k, okay, the derivative here. You see you got a system of equations right here. When y is equal to 120, right here, when y is equal to 120, k is equal to 1/5. Keep those separate right there. Here's your initial conditions. Here's all the information that they gave you, but this is the part that messed people up. So when y is equal to 120, here's where you solve for k. You don't solve for k here because they didn't say when t is equal to 5, y is equal to 3 or something like that. They said when t is equal to 0, the derivative is equal to 24. So now, hopefully that's pretty obvious now, there's your e to the 1/5 t. There's where they got b from. Okay? How's that? I'm talking to a microphone here. You gotta give me some feedback on that one. If you're like, I got it, I don't got it. I'm just looking at the most missed ones, and we're gonna talk about those for a little bit, and then we'll continue. Overall, it was pretty good, but that's an easy fix. Okay. Here, let's do this one. Here we got 15 people got this one wrong. Okay, take a look at this problem, and then somebody, if you have the test open, see if this says 20 on this test. See if it's matching with the other one. I could quickly take a look at 20 on the other one. The PDF. No, see, that's not the same either. So let's continue on the AP one right now, and then we'll see how we're gonna change that. How's the red pen? Is this okay? Can you see the writing right there? All right, we got a function which the following is true. Now take a look at this function here. What do we got? We got absolute value on the bottom. So as soon as you see absolute value, you see something about not differentiable. Okay. It's hard to read the AP question. Okay, so hold on, let me make a note for that. I will have well, we're not going to use the AP questions just for today. I'm not going to do the AP questions on, we'll do them on the PDFs. So I'll make sure we can see the PDF version of the AP questions for tomorrow. But there's still, let's go over a few of them. This is number 20 on the PDF. So take a look. Can you see this part of the screen right there? You can, like, are you on your phone? Maybe you can enlarge your, I wonder if I could get, how's that? See how that looks? Yeah, but no, hold on. Well, we don't need to see me. There. How about that? And here is the work. All right. How's that? Better? All right, so take a look at the question. It says you got a function, and your function is x minus 2 over 2, absolute value x minus 2. So right away you got to say, all right, we got absolute values right here. Okay, absolute values. When you're dealing with absolute values right there, there's going to be a point of not differentiable. Where's that point? That point's happening at 2. Okay, and you got to remember how the graph of absolute value, take a look at that. If I covered up that 2, okay, hopefully this just shows up in your mind right now. I got the same thing. So you pick some points. When x is 5, I got 1, right? These cancel out, 1, so I got 1/2. When x is 5, the value is 1/2. Remember, this is a no calculator one. The value is 1/2. We'll put 1/2 up there. And the point of non-differentiability is 2. Here comes the open circle right there. Okay, so it looks like that 1/2. And then if you've seen absolute values, we've seen these a few times already. When x is, say, 0, when I plug in 0 here, this one gets to be positive. This one's negative. So this is what the graph looks like when you have some absolute value in there. You see that? So let's look through the choices. The limit as x approaches 2 is 1/2. Well, from both sides, A is incorrect. Then as a removable discontinuity. Now remember what removable means. Removable discontinuity means the limit exists, just the point doesn't exist. Okay, so B has to be out also. If you said A was not correct, then B can't be correct. Because if it's removable, the limit is still there. Maybe that's something to put in your binder. Hint, hint. Removable discontinuity looks like this. This is removable. You got something going on and you got a hole. That's where removable discontinuity. The limit still exists. Okay. Non-removable discontinuity is this. Non-removable discontinuity is a jump, a break, an asymptote. You can't get rid of that. Okay, so if this is the graph, then C, you got a jump. Vertical asymptote, no. Now, how do you do that if you don't want to take a look at the graph? Well, remember, if you could cancel something right here, canceling is what people are thinking there's a hole. This is when it cancels. X minus 2. If you got an x minus 2 on the top and x minus 2 on the bottom, those could cancel. That would be a removable discontinuity. We're removing the discontinuity by canceling it. This you can't cancel. This is absolute value. Okay, so that absolute value, you got to tell yourself, when you see an absolute value, that's a jump. Okay, absolute value on the top and bottom, that's how that situation works. Is that okay? Here's our feedback. There's a lot more people on yesterday. Somebody go call your friends and wake them up. They should be here. All right. Let's try a few. Let's just keep going through a couple of them. We want to try to find the most missed ones here. Ah, look at this one. Only 4 people got this one right. Okay. Most people said C. We're talking about a right Riemann sum approximations. Okay, we got a function here. The right Riemann sum approximations. okay, is equal to this equation. Okay, so when I do the right Riemann sum, I get that equation. What's the value for this integral? Okay, so now take a look at the situation here. Okay, the right Riemann sum, okay, if you're doing the right Riemann sum, I know what people are doing. They took a limit. Well, maybe they didn't take a limit. Because remember, the right Riemann sum, it doesn't matter. If the integral is equal to, if the Riemann sum produces this, now remember what a Riemann sum is. It's a limit. Okay? If you're saying, all right, this integral, whatever in this case, from 0 to 2 of f of t dt, is being approximated. Remember we did rectangles, this rectangle plus this rectangle plus this rectangle, the right Riemann sum. Now remember where this came from. Okay, this came from this summation. If we're adding up a bunch of stuff, as soon as we say take the limit as n approaches infinity of this summation, that became the integral. Okay? That's the key of what, when they're saying a Riemann sum, that was the progress. Remember, we did approximations until we put the limit on, then we said equal. So if they're saying this part right here, they're saying this Riemann sum is equal to 2n plus 1, 3n plus 2 over n squared. If they're saying that, okay, then we know if I take the limit as n approaches infinity, I get this integral. Okay, one more time. We're approximate integral with a Riemann sum. We're adding up a bunch of things together. And remember how when we use this summation sign to add up a bunch of stuff. No matter what we're adding up. And then we took a limit of that, and that produced this integral sign right here. Okay, so if they're saying this Riemann sum that I boxed over is this equation, then when I take the limit of that equation, I get that integral. Now, if you take a look at the limit equation, that's a pretty easy one. Top heavy, bottom heavy, or even Steven. First person who says the answer gets a bonus. Type top heavy, bottom heavy, even Steven, or say it on even. Good job, Ian. Ready for your bonus? Okay, Ian, why are there no casinos in Africa? You know why? Because there's too many cheetahs. Uh-huh. That's your bonus. Get a Mr. Noah joke. I'm serious. I'm not lying. Ah. So, if this is even Steven, what's this limit equal to? Okay. We got coefficients at the top is 6n squared, blah, 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 blah. Coefficient at the bottom is n squared, so this limit is equal to 6. There's the answer. Okay, so what did people do? Because a lot of people picked 12. So what did you do? Did you plug in 2 into this equation? Let's see. If I plug 2 in, I get 4, cancels out with one of those 2's is 2. I get 3. Yeah, it looks like. So people just plugged in 2 to the equation. All right, remember, when you're talking about what an integral is a limit. That's the key to this problem. You have to take the limit right there. Can we move on? I saw somebody in comments. Maddie, 24. That's good. That's what I want you guys to do. I want you to say, I didn't get that one. Let's talk about that one. Let's go to 24. All right. We got the average value of a continuous function interval is 12. What is this equal to? Okay, now remember, let's talk about the average value again. Oh, did you get it? But a lot of people, look at the big difference here. A lot of people picked A, so let's try to find their mistake, and we can learn from the mistake. The average value is 12. Okay, so we'll translate average value. We'll translate that to English. If I said the average value of a function, f of x, then right away that translates to the integral from -2 to 4 of f of x dx divided by 4 minus negative 2 is equal to 12. You see what I mean? There's the average value. That's the definition of the average value of a function. We added up all the values divided by what we got. So the function, the integral from negative 2 to 4 of f of x dx, easy cross multiply here, 12 times 6. So we could take out that 1/8, this integral. If we divide this by 8, we divide this by 8. The answer is 9. Okay, why did a lot of people say 3/2? Where was the mistake on 3/2? They found out that this was, they found out this was 12. They just said the average value is 12. They forgot this part, this divided by 6. So if the average value is 12, that doesn't mean the integral is 12. That means the integral divided by the bounds is 12. Okay. Those people that said A. I'm sure people are going to be watching this later. I hope people are going to be watching this later. How about we did 30? Let's go here. This one looks really red. How about this one? How is this? We got find the antiderivative. We got initial condition, and this is a with calculator one. Okay, so we got a little. All right, I don't want to be mean here. This is a gimme here. Okay, this is a with calculator one. They're telling you let h be the antiderivative of this. Okay, so what's antiderivative? Antiderivative, we got to integrate. Okay, so we want the integral of this. So really, we're just plugging in this function. Let's see if you plugged it in wrong. Okay, if we plug in this function, we got, I'll go y equals. We have x squared. Let's do parentheses. X squared plus, maybe missed this plus, sine of x. There's the numerator. And then we divide by parentheses. Oh, let me close my parentheses off on that. Divide by parentheses. We could have done the formatting, x squared plus 2. I just typed that in there. Okay. And then it's just math. We want to integrate. And in this case, what do we got? We got 5 and 2. So I'm going to go from 2 to 5. Oh, wait, not in there. Hold on. Math. Integrate. From 5 to 2, 2 to 5 of y1 of x. And we get that. And we know that's equal to h of 5 minus h of 2. So if I put it in there, maybe did you just subtract wrong? No? Well, maybe. If I go this 2 to 5 of h of, what letter are they using? X. H of x dx is equal to, no, this is not h prime. H of 5 minus h of 2. Let me just see if I'm doing this right. So we got that number, h of 5 they gave me, so I'm going to subtract off that or move things around. So it's pi I'm doing too much here. 2.53 is equal to h of 5, which is pi minus h of 2 is what we're looking for. So did I type it in wrong? Because that's not getting the right answer. Minus pi. Let's see. X squared. Oh, mode. What's my mode? Radians. Okay. I'll just check that. No one said radians. That's a minus. That's a minus, right? I can't even see it. I'm going to enlarge it here. Enlarge it for me. Got old man eyes. Oh, it's cubed. X cubed. Oh, okay. There we go. One more X. Did I do that? Yeah, one more x. Let's run it again. There we go. And then, oh, but still not getting a negative number. Squared on top. Yeah, it's cubed on top, so I got x cubed. Let me write it correctly. X to the third. Let's delete that. X to the third plus sine of x, right? Close those parentheses for the top. The bottom, is the bottom x cubed too? I can't see. Hold on. Got to enlarge it again. Who has better eyes? Yeah, I think it's x cubed plus 2. X squared plus 2. Close parentheses for the bottom. All right. That looks right. Is it minus or plus? I think it's both say plus. X cubed plus sine of x. So, okay, so let's say the answer is right. So we got 9.008 equals pi minus h of 2. So if we minus the pi, whatever that answer is, minus pi, let's see if this works. 5 point is negative, move the negative. Yeah, okay, we're good. So a lot of people said 4.5. Is that, where are we getting 4.6 from? Anybody know anybody get 4.6? 11 people did. Where's 4? Why would we get 4.6? The integral is not 4.6. Pi, if I do the pi 9 minus 3, no, that's not 4.6. Did you just, all right, I'm going to have to think about that one. I don't see why a lot of people would say 4.6 unless you just didn't integrate anything. Did you take the derivative? No. Let h be the antiderivative, so you have to integrate. Maybe did you just anybody can figure that out? A lot of people said 11. I'm not seeing where people made the mistake to say 11. Anybody recognize it? Anybody see it? I'll have to look on that one. Let me make a little note there. I'll have to look through that one. All right. Here's what we're going to do since we're running out of time. And I got the AB coming. What I want you to do is, there's 2 tests now. And like I said, there's some overlap. Let's go back to here. Okay, let's go back to Schoology. Okay, I need, if we're doing this PDF one, let me get this practice test here on Schoology. Okay, I thought that was the same one as this one that we did. Okay, so what I need you to do is it's a lot of work. So let's go through. Here's your assignment, and I'll post the assignment on Schoology right now. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Whether you did it yesterday, you'll have some of the same. Oh, wait. Let's post it up here so people can see. All right. Update. Oh, that's an event. I'm adding an event. What's all this stuff? That's not what I want to do. I just want to make a post. All right, we'll figure this out. I'll post it, but what I want you to do is I want you to go through the no calculator part. Okay, whether it's the no calculator part, okay, of the paper copy, the PDF. Just do the no calculator of the PDF, or the no calculator of the online test, if you could get it. Like I said, a lot of people were having trouble with the online test. So look through the no calculator. Tomorrow morning, okay, 7:30, tell me which questions we should go over. Okay, whether it's no calc, which ones you get wrong. So try these questions. Which questions to go over. Okay, so what I want you to do, that's your assignment for today, is to go through whether you want to start a new test and you're like, I couldn't get through that. I couldn't get through the online one. That lockdown kept locking me out. Poor Snail was like having a panic attack. Okay. Whether it's this one, this PDF one, so then you could print it out, or the online one, go through the no calculator part on those and say, these are the questions I want to go over. Okay, and even if someone else posted your question, you post also. You just say, these are the questions I want to go over, because I could look at it and I could say, all right, like 12 people said they wanted to go over question number 5. We'll go over question number 5. So if you're watching this later, which you should be, okay, if you're watching this later, I need you to post which ones we should go over. And I'm going to do a little table there. I'm going to do a little table and then just start going over the most missed ones. And then we'll leave it for time for people to ask questions on which ones they want to see. Okay, the problem is it's looking like this. We're not very populated. You're supposed to get up at 7:30 anyway. We're not really populated. Not a lot of people. How many people are on? Let's see how many people are online right now. Okay, so I'll close it off for today. There's your assignment, and then if you could still participate in the AB, but I'm starting AB at 8:30. Okay, so everybody have a good time. Work on that today, and then we'll come back at 7:30 tomorrow. Wake your friends up. Tell them they have to be here. Talk to you later.